Hello, welcome to Dr. Hookit, and this is my very first crochet tutorial, so don't burn me alive. Okay guys, so today we're gonna make a eyeball bookmark. So it's pretty cool. Looks like the book has an eye popping out. Okay, yeah, pretty cool. And when we open it, and this has a long nerve or stem, you can see, yeah, just like this. And also guys, just tell me which one of you have read books of Frida McFadden. I read this one, Never Lie. I have yet to read The Housemaid. So yeah, I love this one at least. So let's get started. So for materials, you're gonna need 3-ply black yarn, blue, white, and red. Okay, this is all acrylic yarn, 3-ply. Okay, and I'm still gonna use a 3.5 mm crochet hook for this. Okay, and you're gonna need a scissors, some stitch markers, and darning needles. Of course, you're gonna stitch this all together, and of course, a simple white thread along with really, you could say, minute needle. I have my basket ready, so let's start. So first of all, with the black yarn, we're gonna make a magic circle. So this is our magic circle. We're going to do 6 single crochet into the magic circle. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, for the last stitch, which is the 6th stitch, I'm going to insert my hook under the ring and bring the yarn out. Now I have 2 loops onto the hook. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is bring this blue yarn. I'm gonna pass this blue yarn through these 2 loops. So yeah, so in the next step, what am I going to do is that every stitch has a front loop and a back loop. So I'm going to do a slip stitch all around the back loops only. So first let's insert and then 1 slip stitch and do it all around. It's going to be tough, but you have to do it, man. We have to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I literally can't see the black yarn. And 6 finally. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 total 6 stitches all around. So in the next round we are going to do an increase all around these 6 stitches. That will be a total of 12 single crochet. This is the toughest part because these stitches are so tight. You have to pass your hook between them. Oh my god. Okay, 1 single crochet done. You have to do single crochets all around. 2. Okay, now, oh god.
A few moments later.
So yeah, I got my second increase done, and now I'm on to the third increase, which is a hell of a job. Okay, 1 and then the other in the same stitch. Oh, so it's really hard because slip stitch is a really narrow stitch done. 10 done. Final stitch, final increase. Okay, so I am at my last stitch, which is the 12th stitch, and I'm going to do the same before the last stitch. I'm not going to complete the single crochet. I've got 2 loops on the hook, and now I'm going to bring my white yarn. I'm going to pass this white yarn through both the 2 loops. So yes, to get a clean finish. I'm going to take off my stitch marker. So now in the next row, I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to slip stitch all around the circle into the back loop only. Okay, we can just leave this white yarn strand. You can see this pretty neat border forming all around. I am on these final stitches, so into the back loop, stitch number 11, and now finally stitch number 12. So yes, 12 stitches are done. Now what we are going to do on the 5th row, we're going to do a single crochet and then an increase all around this circle. first single crochet. Done. I'm going to add my stitch marker. Where did it go? So now one single crochet, and in the other stitch I'm going to do an increase. So what we will have 18 stitches in the end, because 12 plus 6 is 18. So this will be an increase. Increase into the final stitch. Whoops. So yes, we have a total of 18 stitches all around. So the next step we're gonna do is single crochet all around these stitches. Okay, so total of 18 stitches. Let me put my stitch marker. I'm gonna do single crochet all around. We will have 18 stitches. Okay, don't. Okay, even if the eye looks like it has keratoconus or something, so don't worry, it's going to get fixed in the end. So this was our first row of single crochet. We're going to single crochet all around again. And so we're done with round number 8 also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So in the next round, we are going to do a decrease as well as single crochet all around. Okay. So first of all, we're going to do a decrease. How I do a decrease is I take yarn from the front loop only of the first stitch, and then I also take yarn from the back loop only of the next stitch. I have 3 loops on the hook, and then I'm just going to join them together. So this is a different way you could do a decrease. So in the next stitch, I'm just going to do a simple single crochet. We're going to do this all around. So we will be back at a total of 12 stitches. So in the next step, what we're going to do, we're going to do decrease all around, and we're going to close this eye. But before closing, we have to stuff this eyeball. So now we're going to do a decrease all around. In the end, we will have 6 stitches. I think I can close this hole off. I am going to do a chain 1. Okay, now I'm just going to cut a long tail. So yeah, now I can just sew this close. I don't need to just going to cut the yarn. I'm gonna poke it. Go inside, go inside. Okay, so yes, we have our eyeball ready. So now we need to make this stem or nerve or flesh, whatever you call it. So what we're gonna do is we're going to chain. Do a lot of chains. First make a slip knot. We're going to do a chain 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. 50 is done. It is pretty long. So what I'm gonna do is chain another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have done a chain 5. I'm going to slip stitch. Leaving the first stitch, I'm going to slip stitch into the rest of the 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Slip stitch, leaving the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I've made one dangly flesh bit. Now chain another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and now I'm going to slip stitch, leaving the first stitch into the rest of the 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So after making these tiny fleshy bits, we have to slip stitch all the way up this chain. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is slip stitch, start this all the way up. Okay, and our final stitch is done. Got a pretty long length for the book. Stretch. Let's make the final part, which is the fleshy bits attached to the eyeball. Now do a chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, we're gonna slip stitch it all the way back, leaving the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally 5. We're going to slip stitch back into this very first stitch of the big chain. So we're gonna insert our hook into this and slip stitch again. So we got one part. We're gonna chain 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're leaving the first stitch. We're gonna slip stitch all the way down again. We got 2 fleshy bits. We need our very third. We're going to slip stitch back into the very first stitch or chain. Okay, we're gonna chain 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, we're gonna do the same slip stitch all the way back. Okay, so let's do this. So we made the third fleshy bit. We're gonna do this again. This hole made by the very first chain. We're gonna slip stitch it back. So yes, we have our stem done. We're gonna leave a little bit of tail, so I can stitch these remaining threads back into this. a thread and needle and sew these parts to the eyeball. Okay, so I'm done. I'm just going to cut both of these threads. Done with our bookmark. Let's test it out. Alrighty. Oh, it fits nicely. You can see it. Yep. Woohoo! Thanks for watching this tutorial. If you liked it, please like, leave a comment, and also subscribe. Otherwise, I will poke your eyes.